Hello and welcome to your weekly Helping Your Pets with Dr. Ed, the Healing Vet. You might be watching this online, either live on Facebook or YouTube, or you might be listening to this on the Pets, People and Harmony podcast. Every week, I dig into a theme. Now, being a holistic veterinarian and a student of life and being really interested in excellence and reaching the heights of personal development and human development and potential, I really like to talk about themes, because one thing that I've learned as a vet is that the humans are incredibly important. Humans have such a powerful effect on their pets' lives. And one of the things is that if you as a human are not as healthy as you could be, if you don't have as good energy levels as you could create, if you are not as strong and fit and present and clear and coherent in yourself as is possible, then this affects your pets. Your pets are missing, well, in a couple of ways. Number one, it means that your pets are missing out on a wholehearted, whole being connection from you, which is something that they crave and something that really enriches and makes your pets' lives a lot happier and healthier. But the other thing is that if you're not at your best, then if you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you're unfit, if you're unhealthy, then this has a flow-on effect that is not great for your pets. So what I want to talk about today is the concept of healthy discomfort. Now, healthy discomfort is something that I actively seek and I experience every day in my life. I do things every day that involve some degree of healthy discomfort. But a lot of humans tend to be kind of comfort-seeking missiles, and they tend to avoid anything that involves discomfort. Now, comfort is good, but only to a certain degree. And if you avoid discomfort altogether, you're going to run into trouble in a big way, because experiencing some degree of healthy discomfort is necessary for any kind of growth, for any kind of evolution, for any kind of healing, for any kind of wish or need to become more healthy, be more stronger, be more vital, to be more present with yourself and with your beautiful pets. Healthy discomfort, my definition of healthy discomfort, is any kind of discomfort that does you no harm, but that is part of a process that makes you stronger in some way. Now, that might look like going for a run 2 or 3 times a week. Anytime you exercise, there's a level of discomfort in any kind of exercise that makes a meaningful difference to your fitness and strength levels. That's unavoidable. In relationship, if you want to go deeper into relationship with your beloveds, you're going to have to be more vulnerable and you're going to have difficult conversations. There's no escaping that. If you want to have a stronger relationship, that you have to be more open, which is scary, which is uncomfortable. And this is the same everywhere, in every facet of your life. Say you've got an anxiety issue, and your way of dealing with anxiety is to eat a whole lot of chocolate, because the dopamine hit from the chocolate makes you feel happier and more relaxed. Now, your anxiety doesn't go away. It's just been pushed down into your system. It's still coming out through your energy and affecting your animals, because any animal that lives with an anxious human, it moves the animal's nervous system into a more anxious state just living with the human. But if you were to stop suppressing your anxiety, well, you'd have to actually feel the anxiety, and that's a healthy discomfort. Now, I didn't really realize just how important healthy discomfort was until I was left an absolute wreck after the end of my second marriage, which was with someone who was kind of narcissistically abusive and left me really messed up. And for the first time in my life, I actually actively went out and looked for help from people, asked for help from my family, went to therapists for the first time in my life, and started to talk about, the underlying patterns and things like that. And that was terrifying and very uncomfortable. And at that time, I decided that I wanted to get fit and strong. That time, I still had pretty active chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease. I probably weighed 6 or 7 kilos less than I do now. I wasn't terribly strong. I couldn't lift a whole lot. I couldn't do a whole lot of exercise. I could probably only work 20 or 30 hours a week, and even that was a bit of a struggle for me. So I decided, right, I'm going to create for myself, and I'm going to put into practice a morning practice of meditation, of energy processes, of exercise, resistance exercise, and qigong. And since that time, 5 mornings a week, I've done about 2 hours of this healthy discomfort of doing push-ups. Now, whenever I'm doing push-ups, I'm not actually loving the doing of them. It's uncomfortable. It hurts a little bit. I get sore muscles the next day. But I got to tell you, the benefits from me having this morning practice that does involve healthy discomfort. I'm not a morning person. I hate getting up early in the morning, but I have to get up early in the morning because it's the only time that I can fit into my day these healthcare practices of resistance exercise and everything else. So it's uncomfortable for me. 5 mornings a week, it's uncomfortable for me to get up and do these things. And you know what? The other thing that's kind of tricky about healthy discomfort is you don't get immediate benefit from doing all these things that involve healthy discomfort. You don't get to feel the good bits that come from these practices until weeks or usually months, and usually several months later. I know it probably took 6 months before I really started to notice that I was feeling stronger, more coherent, and had higher energy levels. And, the other thing with this bringing ongoing and, increasing your appetite for healthy discomfort in your life and embracing it in as many ways as you can means that over time, you get more and more benefits. 6 years on, I'm recovered from chronic fatigue and Lyme. I'm working 40 plus hours a week in my business. I recorded an album this year. I've got a really busy life outside of my work where I have a whole lot of fun and do a whole lot of cool things. There's no way I could have done any of this if I hadn't embraced ongoing, consistent, healthy discomfort all the way through. Another interesting thing I've noticed is that as I've shifted because of these practices, changing my diet, exercise, self-care, all of which involve some degree of healthy discomfort, I've noticed really big positive impacts on my animals purely because I've shifted. Now, there's another side to this too, is that there's several things that you can get your animals to do, which are going to involve some healthy discomfort for your animal, but that can have incredible benefits for their well-being over time. So if you've got an animal that's overweight, you need to put them on a diet, and then that pet's going to be hungry. And being hungry when you're overweight is a healthy discomfort. Your pet has to be hungry to lose weight. And the thing is, your pet's going to annoy the bejesus out of you and see if they can manipulate you into giving them what they want, which is some food. So once you've embraced healthy discomfort, you can say to your pet, well, I'm doing all this healthy discomfort stuff, so you're going to do it too. Another thing that's really good for pets that they're not going to like and is going to involve some degree of healthy discomfort is fasting your pets 1 day a week. Or if you feed your pets 2 or 3 times a day, only feeding them on one occasion each day actually increases longevity and vitality quite significantly. And there's some good scientific evidence and data to support that. Another thing that's really important where your pets have to learn to accept some level of healthy discomfort is where you use body work to feel into the body to find where there's soft tissue pain. And this is the only way you can do that. I talk a lot about this in my silent pain masterclass. If you go to wholeenergybodybalance.com, you'll be able to come along and learn about what silent pain is and learn how to get your hands on your pets to find and relieve it. But when I work hands-on with pets with body work, the only way that I can actually do anything meaningful to heal the pain and tension in their body is to engage with it, to bring pressure into it. And when I bring pressure into it, the animals go, oh my God, you're touching sore bits. I don't think that should be allowed. I don't think any human should ever touch any of my sore bits. And if I just let that animal walk off, I'd never be able to help them. So healthy discomfort, embracing healthy discomfort is an incredibly important thing to do for yourself and for your animals in a consistent and ongoing way. Or another way that I talk about this is hard now, easy later. Always do the hard thing that needs to be done as soon as you can possibly do it. Don't ever leave it till later because it always gets harder the longer you leave it. So that's my Help Your Pet session here this week. I'm Dr. Edward, the Healing Vet. If you want to work with me, if you want me to help your pets as a holistic, integrative, intuitive veterinarian, you can drop into thehealingvet.com. And right now, I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Until next week, give your pets a pat for me and have the most beautiful, connected, loving time you can possibly have with your beautiful animals this week. Goodbye for now. Have fun, and we'll see you